Hello, and thank you so much for joining us. I am Cedric Bailey, and I am so glad that you are spending time with us on today. And we're going to shine our spotlight in Houston, the one and only Nikki Berry. How you doing, Nikki?
I'm doing fabulous. Thank you so much for having me.
It's been a while since we talked. The last time I saw you, we were on the campus of LSU in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, for the Rhythm of Gospel Awards. And that was in the summer, too, as well.
Yes, it was. That was absolutely awesome. But it's been 2 years now.
Yeah. And right after that, COVID hit, and it's been interesting. You know what I mean, Nikki? Because we dealt with COVID, and then, of course, with you being in Houston, y'all had to deal with Harvey.
Oh my goodness. It was just one thing after the other, but we have survived. It has been tough, but God has been faithful.
Yes, he has. A little bit about yourself. I see that you are a member of Alpha. Let's see, AKAs. Is that right?
Yes, I am. Shout out to all my amazing sorors. And I just celebrated 25 years. So I think I kind of told y'all my age, But anyway, celebrate 25 years. Yes. Oh, brother. Yes.
Ada Theta chapter, East Central University. It's cool, baby.
I love it. I
was a rock of my line, by the way. Okay, so
come on. Now I didn't know that you were my frat brother.
Yeah.
I love it.
So
too cold.
That's right. You better ask somebody. I was a DJ during that time period, and I thank the Lord where He brought me from. So yes. And as a matter of fact, we're going to get together and go to our college this fall for homecoming. And I hang out with about 7 of my brothers, and 2 of them are line brothers, and then the brothers that pledged me and they brought me in to cross the sands. That's what it is.
Yes, that's so awesome. That's awesome.
Yes. But where'd you go to college at, by the way?
Prairie View A&M University.
Oh, Lord.
The hill, baby, the hill.
The Black Foxes and all that, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, I know about that. I know all about that. So definitely about that situation. But anyway, I am just wanted to say I'm glad to have you with us here on the Zoom and, of course, on the station and be able to talk to us. But I want to, first of all, ask you a few questions about your music career, because I think I met you 5 years ago, and you had this song in this project. I looked at it, and you was holding this umbrella on your CD or so.
Yes.
And it was like, I said, this young lady has creativity. And so tell us about your very first project and the name of the song that we was playing.
Listen, first of all, it took a long time for me to finally say yes. And when I did, I'm telling you, God just started to just put things in order. And everything started with Restore. That was a song that was a prayer because I was going through some tough times and just felt like, Lord, why am I here? I feel like I've lost everything, husband, house, everything, having to start. Oh, like God, like what? Like I am not supposed to be here. And so that was my prayer. And it turned into a song that healed me. And that song started it all. Yeah. That song started it all.
The feedback you got from that, Nikki?
Oh, goodness. So many people have told me how they were healed through this song. Even my own pastor had told me that he was going through some things and he had been out for about 2 weeks and he was coming back to service. And he said, I got up and I still wasn't feeling quite, like I was ready. And then your song came on the radio. And he said, I just cried and I thank God because everything you said was everything that I needed. I needed God to restore all of those things. So I said, God, he's just powerful. And there was another young man in his 50s had a stroke and he was in therapy. And he heard the song in therapy. And he said it just gave him so much strength. And he knew that God was going to restore him as well. So I said, Lord, I get it. It's bigger than me.
So how do people get that song, by the way, if they didn't get a chance to get it? How can they get it, Nikki?
Yes, it is everywhere still. So Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, anywhere you listen to music, you can get that.
All right. Now we've talked about that. And I recently was following you to see that you've been busy doing some conferences. I think you've been up at the DFW Metroplex here recently.
Yeah.
Let's see, there was this conference, and I think it was put on the whole armor of God. And you were
Yes.
talk about that, please.
Listen, I have been invited to speak so many times, and I'm like, Lord, what is this like? And so I'm just like, okay, God. They said, Nikki, we want you to come and be the keynote speaker. I said, are you sure? And they said, we are sure. And I studied and prayed, and God moved so much. I mean, he took that scripture to a whole nother level for me, to where it is, we can't just talk about putting it on, but we have to put it on spiritually and stop leaving home without our armor. And this right here blew me away. He said, I have given y'all open carry rights for a long time. Y'all sitting here worrying about open carry gun laws. He said, you got a whole sword in the spirit, baby, you don't use. I said, come on, God.
My God, y'all haven't met Nikki Berry. If you haven't met Nikki Berry, she's illuminated. She's incredible. She's a queen. She's a wife. She's a mother. And she's also an evangelist. And she sings for the Lord. Now, Nikki, I know during that time period you were preparing, and we dealing with what's happened on Uvalde, Texas, and you know that is west of you guys because you're in Houston.
Yes.
So, going other side of Corpus Christi, and other side of San Antonio. When you heard all that, what went through your mind, Nikki, and saw that on television?
Was just asking God to strengthen, asking God to keep these families, because I could not imagine. And I didn't want to focus too much on why it happened, because I think sometimes we can get caught up in why did this happen? Why did this happen? And that moment in time was time for me to just pray for those families, for those mothers and fathers, for strength, and for them to just, make it, because some people never recover. When things like this happen, if you don't have a strong anchor in God, some people don't know how to go on. And so I prayed for their strength, and that God would show them that they can still make it, and that He is still there, and that something will come out of this that will strengthen them, and they will strengthen others. We don't know what it is, but I'm just praying for God to do that for them. Yeah.
When I saw former Uvalde native Matthew McConaughey go there, and the way he handled it, he was there, he hugged the families, because that's his hometown. His mother was he went to school there, and then he went, next thing you know, he's in the White House, and he's saying what he got to say. And I love that guy for what he did, and he stood up. He wasn't acting, he was about business. And and it affected us all. And so now I'm going to go ahead and shift now, and we're going to talk about your new song, which is entitled Grace and Mercy. And I tell you what, you put your foot off, and you put both feet off in that song, not one foot, but you jumped.
Listen, I just thank God for that growth. I said, that's what I want in this new song, this new album. I said, I want everybody to hear and feel growth in my voice, lyrics, and in God, in how He's taken me higher. I said, Lord, He is doing it, Cedric. He doing it.
Yes, He is. And I saw the video. I said, oh, sister girl done changed their hair. She too done now. I said, when I met her hair was black, but I like it. You got it going on. So hey, to God be the glory. And I checked out the video. So here's what I want to do right now. I'm going to go ahead and play the song, and I want everybody to share this link and be able to listen. So Nikki, you get to share the song with everybody right now. Grace and Mercy, if you would, please.
Yes, listen, this is my brand new single. It's called Grace and Mercy by Nikki Berry.
All right, well, let's bring it up right now, and we're going to share the song with everybody so they can be able to be blessed with this beautiful song. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Nikki Berry on the Cedric Bailey Radio Show. This is entitled Grace and Mercy.
make it without your grace. No. Grace and mercy through every day. Won't make it without your grace. I can't. Grace and mercy through every day. I can't make it without your grace. Ooh, I won't make it without your grace is sufficient, oh yes. Covers me in the middle of my mess. Even in the midst of a storm, only you can comfort with your loving arms. The kind of grace that lasts always gives peace that surpasses my understanding. Make it without your grace. I'm talking about your grace. New mercies at the start of my day. Follows me as I travel along the way. I just love how you're always there, saving me from myself over and over again. You're the same yesterday and today. Make it without talking about your grace. I won't make it without your grace and mercy. Your grace follows me. Your grace and mercy. Your amazing grace, it follows me. Where would I be without your grace? Oh, it was your grace and mercy that kept me this far. Oh, grace and mercy it follows me, and I never would have made it without your grace and mercy. It follows me, I can't make it without your grace. I won't make it without your grace.
Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely Nikki Berry, your grace and mercy. I can't make it. About those twins.
Yes.
Where'd you shoot that video at?
Listen, we were here in Houston, kind of like downtown area.
Yeah. And how many times did you change clothes? I counted.
Only like 3 or 4, I think. Yes, it was so much fun though. It was so much fun. So I gotta like shout out to my amazing team, Eddie Ferguson and Walk One Productions. Y'all, when I tell you he's bad, his team is amazing. J-Tel, Ian, Montina, all of these folks are just off the chain. They have worked with some of the biggest names in the business. Beyonce, yes. Some of her background singers are singing on that song. I said, God, what? Come on, Lord. So they are amazing. And I can't wait for y'all to hear this new EP. I'm telling you, it's going to blow you away.
Now, how can people follow you and stay in contact with you? You have a website, because we need people to know how they can reach out, and also invite you to come speak to as well. How can they do that, Nikki?
Yes. Nikki Berry, MUSIC. So it's NIKKIBERYMUSIC.com. That's also my Facebook, Instagram, Gmail, YouTube, all the same. Nikki Berry Music.
Well, you were built for this, Nikki. I think from what you said earlier of the personal experiences in life, in order to go through and get through, you got to go through to get through. I know
That's
it's kind
it.
of crazy. In order to get through, I can't even remember what I just said, but it's
That's it. That's it. You can't get through if you don't go through something. So
right.
if you stand still, if you have fear, if you let things and people stop you, you will never go through to get through. So that's a whole word right there, Mr. Bailey.
Have you had people after you, like you spoke at that conference and talking about put on the whole armor of God? I'm pretty sure you've had to have some side conversations and personally talk to some women. I was just watching on the news the other night because I mean, God, watching the news sometimes there was this sex trafficking going on in North Texas. And the person had snatched this 16-year-old girl and been holding on to them for the longest. But one day he just so happened to park the car in front of a camera and he hit her and knocked her on the ground and did it in broad daylight. And this time, this young lady decided, I've had enough. And she jumped out the car. And the people around her were there. And so, you know, there are young people that are going through some stuff. You know, when you become a teenager, well, I don't want to follow nobody's rules. I'm grown. I can do what I want to. But then they get out there and be done got off into some drama that they can't get out of. So, Nikki,
Right.
I want you to close out and just say a word because there are people, there are parents that are going through, and I pray that your testimony and your music will be a blessing to them. So go ahead and close it out, Nikki, if you would.
Yeah, listen, I just want to encourage everyone. Don't give up. Don't give up on your kids. Don't give up on your family, and don't give up on you. You can make it. Keep your faith. I don't care what you have to do. Keep that faith. Keep praying. That's the key. Keep talking to God. You can't do it. You can't handle it. You got to give it over to God and then trust that He is going to work it out, because sometimes things don't go how we want them to, how we plan them to. But it's okay because God has an ultimate plan. He has a plan for our children, just like He had a plan for us. So as long as we're praying and trusting, let God do what He does best, because He can work it out better than we ever can. And that weight will be off of you so that you will be freer and you will be filled up with more of God's glory and His spirit and His joy, His happiness, His love, all those good things that you need in your heart and in your mind. So stay with it, stay with God, and keep your faith.
Hallelujah. Thank you so much, Nikki. One more time, how can they follow you and go to your social media page one more time?
Yes, Nikki Berry Music, NikkiBerryMusic. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. That's my Gmail and website at .com. Nikki Berry Music. Very easy, all the same.
I want to say thank you to Mr. Al Edmondson for making the connection as well. And I pray that that's right. And I pray that people will go and get this project and share with their loved ones, and to God be the glory.
Thank you so much for having me. The blessings to you.